What? Am I wrong in that? Oh shit, new perspective. It's 11. So enraged by the cruel demise of their perfect picture, they strut down Main Street as if trying to stamp out the ruckus from the Christmas party. They failed. Or did they? Helplessness mixed with rage wells up inside them, each burst causing them to clench their fists painfully tight. The original plan of plunging the town into chaos, the destruction triggered by the final blast of the trumpets, just like the Book of Revelation, was ruined. The horses stayed docile, the trumpets were stolen, and every single brooker was disposed of. It was as if whoever was working against them knew exactly what would happen, making their calculated response even more unnatural. But of course, things can't end like this. The date, Christmas, of this exact year had been decided 2 years prior. It's far too late to postpone the events until the following year. They take something out. Why, surprisingly enough, it's one of the Brookers Shu and his friends went to great trouble to dispose of. The bomb left in Kyrie's care, the only one remaining after the rest were destroyed on the 23rd, rests now in their hands. How did they know about it? Well, as luck would have it, this person was informed their Brookers had been taken care of by none other than Kyrie herself. Yeah, and I wonder who I wonder, out of the characters that we have that have sprites, I wonder which student hasn't played a pivotal role in the plot yet. And thus, they'd spent a sleepless night resetting every single bomb in their rightful place. However, the bombs never detonated. Someone who knows her. Yeah. I wonder who this could be. In an attempt at figuring out why, they tried detonating the bomb in the park once more. Piss! Only to be greeted by a tiny explosion. This is all wrong. It lacks power. There's something missing.
Yeah.
A cheerful voice calls out from that to that person, drowning in disappointment and disbelief. Oh shit! She knew. Fuck, she's hot. I mean, that voice carried on the wind seems unaffected by the fading echoes of the explosion. They turn to find the familiar figure of Kyrie standing there nonchalantly.
呼ばれたから来てやったぜ。遅れて悪いな。なんだ、不満そうだな。おかしいよな。お前のスノーブルーカは本来そんなちんけな威力じゃない。
Flashes of light, then fireworks. Dying embers suddenly vanishing. They baited the person out. I mean, this was the trap, right? I think. All that remains are flakes of powdery snow swirling in the blast wind.
確かにお前の爆弾は芸術的だった。威力も仕掛けも犠牲者さえ出なきゃ申し分ない。褒めてんだからもっと嬉しそうな顔すりゃいいのに。つってもそんな場合じゃねえか。
Kyrie continues the conversation as if nothing out of the ordinary is happening. They're into what is that word? Interlocutor, frozen, unable to grasp the situation.
まずお前の考えはこう。街中に爆弾を設置して同じ時間に起爆させて大火事を起こす。アポカリプスだったよな。あんま覚えてねえけど、ヨハネの黙示録とかいうやつ。んで、火事さえ起こせばオーロラに囲われてるんだから、あたしらに逃げ場なんかない。いや、そもそもあたしらのことなんて考えてるのかわかんねえけど。ともかく、 お前は爆弾を見つからないうちに丁寧にセットして、それをぴったり起爆させるのが狙いなはずだった。
Interlocutor, a person who takes part in a dialogue or conversation. Am I even pronouncing it correctly? Kyrie looks over at them, as if to confirm that that what she's saying is correct. She takes their silence as affirmation.
けど、その後はお前も知っての通り、シュウはブルーカの場所を全部探り当てて除去した。
That was 2 days ago, on the 23rd.
その時点でお前は焦ったはずだ。自分が仕掛けた爆弾が片っ端から見つけられて、その駆除まで自分が頼まれてるんだから。実際に処理するのは私にしても、一夜であのちっこいのを全部見つけ出すなんて普通ありえねえわな。けどそこはシュウの言ってた通りらしくてよ。
He's Anna, the time traveler. That's what he referred to himself as, using it as an explanation on how he knew every bomb's location, and Kyrie believed him. From the perspective of the perpetrator, that kind of logic seems completely unfair.
そんなこんなで、イブにはもうお前の仕掛けたブルーカは全部なくなってた。取った爆弾は私が冷凍して保管してな。
That's how the original plan fell apart. In that brief period before Christmas, the bombs were disposed of with alarming speed.
だからお前は昨日今日で急ごしらえをしなくちゃならなかった。アポカリプスが今日ってのはずらせないんだろ。
The Snowbrookers should have given birth to a white hot Christmas. A unique peace born from the day itself, with the second coming of the apocalypse elevating the town and all its occupants to a new level of artistic mastery.
ともかく、当初の予定を潰されたお前は残った一日でまた仕掛けを打つ必要があった。
The perpetrator's plans were destroyed, which meant the need for a quick fix.
私の倉庫からスノーブルーカを奪い返して、今度はそれぞれ違う場所にセットする。それがイブのうちにできれば、クリスマス当日には間に合う。
And originally, the quick fix worked out. In fact, the plan had gone off without a hitch.
けどな、私たちはずっとそれを待ってたんだよ。
She then calls him by his name, her tone of voice just as light-hearted as ever.
な、ギド。
Ah, there it is. What the fuck? What is this aura he's emanating? In contrast to Kyrie's friendly demeanor, Guido stands there looking grim, frozen on the spot. The night breeze sweeps away the lingering awkwardness as silence settles once more on the park. Kyrie is the first to break it.
ここまで言えばもうわかるな。今お前が起爆したブルーカはダミーだよ。
The initial blast that should have gone off alongside the chorus of trumpets. Except it hadn't been a Snowbrooker at all, but one of Kyrie's prop bombs, which is why it appeared to misfire.
もちろんここだけじゃない。学校のも寮のも同じもんだ。それにお前のと違って勝手に起爆したりもしない。
すり替えたと。
ちげえよ。お前昨日勝手に私の倉庫からそれ持ち出したろ。その時点でもう入れ替わってんだよ。見た目はそっくりだけど中身の火薬は全部偽物だ。でも弱いやつを少しは入れてるからちゃんと粉雪は散っただろ。
The young man, Guido, still has a look of incomprehension on his face. Mainly because there's no way Kyrie could have known he was planning on snatching her bombs right out from her nose.
勝手に人の指紋取って倉庫に入るなんて寮長のやることじゃねえだろ。
お前どうして。
酔ってたはずなのに。
What the fuck? The night before Christmas Eve, Guido had swiped the drunken Kyrie's prints. He couldn't get into Kyrie's private warehouse without them, of course. The only reason he made such a bold move is because he assumed Kyrie's judgment was impaired. Ain't no way. This guy is so fucking meticulous. Bro, he just assumed Kyrie was drunk. I get that she's an idiot sometimes, but like she's not that dumb. If Kyrie had been in her right mind, he never would have taken such a risk.
名女優キリエをなめんなよ。ただのジュース飲んで酔っ払うくらいへでもないわ。
He casually dismisses her supposed intoxication as nothing more than an act. Why?
最初からそれが目的で。
ああ、実際ギドーは油断しただろ。
And he thinks Bro thinks he's a chess player. He was actually playing checkers this whole time. God damn it. He wanted to lure them into a false sense of security so they'd carelessly reveal everything. So Guido was on high alert at the time for anything suspicious.
酒なんか飲んだことなかったけどよ。シュウが言うんだ。イブの日に間違えて酒を飲んだ私はやばいって。
Bro lost after making few moves. Yeah. She knew what kind of drunk she was despite the fact she never drank. Those two facts contradict themselves.
何がやばいんじゃいって怒っといたけど、後になってそれは使えると思ったんだよな。したらシュウに聞いて役作りよ。
なるほど。俺はまんまと騙されたわけだ。
んだな。
Guido chuckles bitterly to himself, but in fact he doesn't feel an ounce of regret over what happened. Mainly due to the pure, almost overwhelming brilliance behind Kyrie's well-known acting prowess. Her confession and the fact that her stellar performance had tricked him made sense considering her desperate state at the time.
ただ、一つわかんねえことがある。今のギドーは火使ったけど、もともとそのつもりじゃなかっただろ。いろんな場所でいっぺんに起爆させるとか。
He had originally intended to plant the snowbrookers in various locations all around town, with them set to explode on the seventh trumpet sounded. As the seventh trumpet sounded, it was an incomprehensible mechanism to Kyrie, but Guido answers right away.
あれはブルーカに似せて作ってはいるが、お前の使うそれとは違う。もともと次元式の神官を内蔵しているんだ。とはいえ、それらの言葉を並べても理解はできまい。外の素材も取り入れていると思えばいい。凍結させてあるなら、すぐに起爆することもない。
He explains, unable to hide the hint of regret in his voice. For someone like Guido, who would have preferred to use only locally sourced materials, being forced to rely on foreign technology is slightly vexing.
外。確かによくわかんねえけど、すげえんだな。私のとは比べ物にならんくらいの威力らしいし。
Outsider help. I mean, isn't the headmaster an outsider? She answers as if admiring his work. However, as she once said, there's an air of coldness, a distinct lack of remorse of any kind.
でも、言うまでもねえけど、やめとけよ、こんなこと。 私だってちょっとはビビってんだぜ。
She's clearly not lying. Her slender legs have been trembling despite the lack of breeze. Show Kyrie the video of the nuke falling on Hiroshima. That ain't no way. Hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby. Oh, coughing baby versus hydrogen bomb. Even if that wasn't his main goal, he really was planning on slaughtering everyone, including her. Confronting someone who could do this, do that is a lot, especially for a young girl like her.
なんとか言えよ、ギド。これ以上できることもねえだろ。
Which is also true. Kyrie always gets straight to the point, which is how she managed to corner him. The core part of Guido's plan, his previous brookers, have been disarmed and disposed of, and the day of reckoning, Christmas, is already here. There's no chance for revenge anymore, since as part of this elaborate plan, has been revealed. No matter what he might try now, they'll do whatever it takes to stop him, which is easy considering his cards are on the table. In other words, the way things stand, it's safe to say he's been defeated. It's obvious that the entire apocalypse plan is deadlocked. Yeah, but it can't be that easy, right? However... He is a psychopath. Yeah, he got the crazy eyes. He burst into laughter. Once again, he got the fucking red aura. Not out of resignation or an unwillingness to admit defeat, but at the sheer ridiculousness of this catastrophic turn of events. That's right. Guido had accounted for this particular worst-case scenario. Yandere or Yandere? Obviously Yandere. Guido isn't doing this because he loves someone. He's doing this because he's a fucking psychopath. So far, he loves the he loves the headmaster. That's why he's doing this. That would be true Yandere shit. Kyrie still didn't understand why he was laughing. Shu briefly touched on this topic once. Guido's unyielding conviction is what makes him the man he is.
いやはや、あっぱれだ。キリエにシュ。お前たち二人がこうも立ちはだかるとは。
His words are unexpectedly sincere. His applause carry neither admiration nor contempt. Kyrie merely watches, her gaze suspicious as he continues, a look of relief on his face.
キリエ、俺の本物のブルーカはどこにある?
The real Brookers are up your ass.
Huh?
It makes sense that she'd be confused. His question seems to contradict everything he's told her thus far.
こんなチンケなダミーじゃない。俺が作った本物の作品だよ。倉庫でないならどこか別の場所に隠したんだろう？
何言ってんだよ。なの、あっても渡すわけないだろ。
なぜだ?
Suddenly, Guido's face twists into a mask of rage, like a crumpled piece of paper. What? What a simile. His gaze, wild and bloodshot, is piercing even through his glasses.
そんなの、こっちが聞きたいわ。なぜだって。
知れたこと。アポカリプスを実行するため。
Yeah, but you've reached your time limit, Guido. It's not going to be as aesthetic as the other times.
そういうことじゃ。
Before she can finish, she realizes something. It's hard for her to believe that he means what he says. Or perhaps Guido doesn't view his answer in the same way. But it sounds as if he's honestly trying to talk her into returning his bombs.
お前の命は救おう、キリエ。約束する。それならどうだ?
But I got a bad feeling, because that's how it always is. It can't always end up. It can never end easy, alright?
どうもこうも。
She answers, completely dumbfounded. It stands to reason that everything Guido says is erroneous.
この街を一つのキャンバスに見立て、それを炎と雪というインクで彩るのがアポカリプスという芸術だ。俺はその光景を描きたい。
Just like the park, Guido planned on sublimating the city itself into a work of art.
描く？絵を描きたかったのか？
Yeah, wanted to paint the town red.
無論、唯一の生存者となる俺には、その光景を描き、表現し、伝えていく義務がある。だろう?
Hang on. Interesting, right? He says sole survivor. Is he saying this? Fuck. How am I meant to interpret what he's saying? Am I reading too into it? Right? Is this just his crazy ramblings and he forgot to mention the part that Sakuya is also in on it? Or has Sakuya never been in on it? But then why would she not stop him from... Man... What a selfish sense of obligation. Feeling as if his premise is flawed to begin with, she finds it hard to take his words seriously.
キリエ、お前はクローザの失楽園という絵を見たことがあるか?
Yes, I've seen Paradise Lost.
クローザの失楽園?
Guido suddenly tosses Kyrie a question. She answers honestly.
いや、知らね。つか、私が絵のこと詳しくないの知ってんだろ?
何、聞いてみただけだ。美術回廊にもない作品だからな。それと俺は、お前を蔑んでいるのではないよ。むしろ褒めたたえているのだ。だからこそ急遽お前をここに呼んだ。お前なら話し合える。
Or he is planning to end her? Yeah, right? Kyrie was never the most perceptive of people, but even she can tell Guido isn't lying. In her eyes, he's telling her exactly how he feels. In that sense, he's not so different from herself.
クローザの失楽園は近代の絵画を代表する作品の一つだが、現在も作者が分かっていない。1940年頃に制作されたと思われているが。
Wait, what? The artist remains unknown. It was created in the 1940s. Right. That is the interesting part, right? Because Paradise Lost is an artwork that was based off of a 1600s poem. Right? Hang on. Fucking... When was... Hang on, yeah. Paradise Lost art. Not archive. No. Okay, you've got Cross's Lost Paradise is one of the most representative works of art in works of modern art history, although the artist remains unknown. It was created in the 1940s. Interesting. Kyrie listens quietly, unsure of Guido's point. It stands to reason that she'd be unfamiliar with it, considering it wasn't displayed in the art gallery and the artist was unknown.
俺は2年前にその絵を見た。その作品はある光景を写実的に描き出したものだった。
He continues eloquently, right? This is the funny part. You've got Paradise Lost, which is an 1800s painting that is based off of the 1600s work, but then you've got Lost Paradise, which is why I've been confused, right? Because Lost Paradise is a poem that essentially just... It was essentially created as like, hey, the devil might not be as bad of a person as we made him out to be, right? So of course I would be confused because Paradise Lost is would fit very well in this game, especially since it's all about Christianity and religion and shit, right? Describing the true meaning behind the painting.
クローザというイタリアの小さな町が災害に襲われている様子だ。逃げ惑う人々、崩落する民家、それらを飲み込むようにたけり狂う大火災。週末だよキリエ。一夜にしてその町は滅び、戦争のごたつきも相まってか、地図からも歴史からも消された。
Despite not knowing the town's name or understanding the word war, he was still able to follow along more or less. Guido's point in the painting Crosses Lost Paradise is inspired by very real and equally tragic events.
衝撃だった。ジェリコーのメデューズ号のイカダを彷彿とさせるような、そこは幾多もの死体が転がっている楽園だった。対峙したこちらが熱を帯びてくるような炎、腐臭さえ漂ってきそうな死体、胸をかきむしりたくなるような人々のあの表情。
Right, see, here's the thing, right? He's talking about how beautiful the corpses are, and we know that one of the 3 pictures paintings, I guess, that the headmaster showed all of these students included, like, hyper-realistic corpses and some shit. So, Guido definitely picked that over the, obviously, over the other one that everyone else picked. Guido was unable to contain his excitement on remembering the piece that changed his life. The euphoria reflected in his eyes makes it seem like he's caught in a dream, which may very well be the case.
こうして目をつむれば、今もあの絵が思い出されるかのようだ。
お前はそんな絵が描きたいのかよ。
He would have picked that, which make it perfect for this plan. Exactly, right? The headmaster picked Guido because Guido was one of the only people to pick that painting or picture or whatever.
ああ、そうだ。そして描かなければならない。
But then once again, where the fuck does Sakuya fit in all of this, right? Because she is very much not like Guido. So I don't think she would have also picked the picture. Unless she picked the other one. Because there were 3 pictures, right? I don't know. What drives him in this obsessive sense of purpose? Scribbles. That what I'm trying to think. Yeah. Wait. Fuck. The worst part is that I forgot how they described the pictures. Alright? Because, you know, just like Shu said, just like the student said, Yuji basically perfectly replicated what the pictures were. And if the quote unquote scribbles were words, right? Then one of them was just a beautiful person, right? Yeah, I think that's the one most people picked. And then the other one was like a corpse or something, right? And then Shu was like, there's some beauty in that. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck, man? But like, if it was, right? Here's the thing. The mural was also described as scribbles. Right? I would have chose the scribbles, right? So, if what the first picture was words, right? Yuji would have been able to replicate it. Maybe. I'm not sure, right? Fuck. From the moment we met Soichi Watarase 2 years ago and saw his painting cross his lost paradise, he became obsessed with the beauty of obsession itself. In a town where everyone is an artist, the pursuit of art is a natural and omnipresent fact of life. For a man as passionate as Guido, not only did he strive for artistic perfection, he was driven mad by it.
じゃあなんだギド、お前が街をめちゃくちゃにしようとしてたのは。
無論絵を描くため、一瞬に最高の美を捉えるためには全てをまとめて破壊する必要があった。
Speechless, Kirie watches Guido with a look of utmost contempt before sighing deeply.
そうやって、私やことね、シュウがどうなってもいいってのか。
よくはない。勘違いをしないでもらいたいが、俺は今もお前たちのことが好きだよ。俺が接してきたこれまでの態度に偽りはない。お前のように芝居が得意ではないんでな。だったらなんだ。そのために作品を諦めるとでも。
Guido's right. He's never acted as anyone other than himself. Thanks to that, there's truth in his arguments, despite their ridiculous audacity.
キリエ、ここにどんな線も描ける筆とどんな色も塗れる絵の具があったとしよう。そんな時、過去のいかなる作品をも凌駕するアイディアが降りたとする。
This is a hypothetical scenario. But he's presenting it in a way that might help change Kirie's perspective.
そこで筆を折るような人物が果たして芸術家と呼べるのか。いいなだ。アーティストは常に美を創造し、ひらめきというミューズに身を任せなくてはならない。
それは。
See, this is truly psycho shit behavior, right? Because he's talking about beauty, referring to fucking corpses, right? He does not care how many people die in these explosions because it all benefits his pursuit of art. He welcomes it, right? And although Kirie doesn't necessarily agree, she still understands a little. After all, his thought process is the direct result of the town's education system. The concept of art as being sublime, transcending morality itself, is what's drilled into the students' heads since Sheik.
俺にとってこの町は大切だ。唯一無二の故郷だ。そしてお前たちもかけがえのない友人だ。だが、それが何だと言うんだ。
Death and chaos is his art style. I mean, that's why he destroyed... I mean, look. We saw the signs in his route when he destroyed his statue, alright? He likes the town. He likes its people. Such personal emotions must not be allowed to precede the mysteries of art.
キリエ、お前はまだ知らんだろうがな。オーロラの外にはこの町など取るに足らない広大な土地と膨大な人間が存在する。人類が残すべき文化的財産と思い入れはあるにせよ、たかだか数百人の命。天秤にかければ重きは決まっているというものだ。いや、むしろその命をもって永劫の価値に昇華されるのなら、誉れ高き礎とさえ言えるだろう。
His logic has long since passed the boundaries of pure narcissism. There is no doubting his sheer arrogance in so casually disregarding the lives of others. But the pursuit of art in this town is held in such heights that it's tantamount to life itself. And hidden behind his blatant insolence lies a hint of admiration. In the face of such a twisted sense of humility.
キド、お前、自分も死ぬ気じゃねえだろうな。
当然だ。今後の俺の人生においてアポカリプスを超える作品が生み出せるとは思わん。逃げ場もないことだしな。
Okay. Okay. What? So he... I mean, it makes sense why he's so disorganized this time, because not even the teachers are helping him out. He painted the end himself. Right, no, he is going to kill himself as well in the explosion, which means he doesn't know that the teachers will be safe. Right? He doesn't know there's an escape route, but Sakuya does. So then what the fuck are his ties with the headmaster and Sakuya? What the fuck is hence him espousing maybe more than anyone this concept of sublimating life into something which holds eternal value. He truly believes that humans can only attain true beauty by locking up their very limited lives in timeless works of art. Okay.
そんなんでみんなが納得するとでも思ってんのかよ。
思わない。だが
Sakuya is stuck in the middle. The whole time he was given no info. Yeah. I played this VN, so I'm keeping it vague. I know. Fuck you. He briefly closes his eyes in thought before speaking softly to Kyrie once more.
キリエ、お前は違う。お前だけは別だ。お前なら俺の美を理解してくれると信じている。
Look, Kyrie loves destruction as much as the next guy, but she doesn't. She's not a murderer. There is not even a hint of lie in his smile. The hint of a lie in his smile. He believes that this young girl, more than anyone, will understand his values and ideals.
話し合えるから呼んだと言っただろう。今になって言うのもなんだが、お前の趣味には常にシンパシーを感じていたよ。
趣味？
破壊衝動さ。形ある美しいものほどより美しく壊したい。実によくわかる。
Kido, I don't think you understand. Kyrie loves destruction, but she also wants people to witness it, right? She does not want people to experience it firsthand. That's why she makes fucking movies. Kido and Kyrie, the thing they have in common is their pursuit for beauty hidden within the act of destruction. What do you consider beautiful? A question every resident in this town is familiar with. But Guido has the answer.
美とは破壊。それが俺の美学だ。お前もだろ。
She doesn't answer. By simply agreeing with him, she would also be agreeing with his desire for mass destruction. You want people to see it, not be in it. Exactly. That's why she uses fake bombs. Right? You don't want her actors to be actually fucking caught up in the explosion and dying. Alright?
悩まなくていい。ただシンプルに価値観が似ているというだけだ。美学は誰しも持つものだしな。俺はお前に会った時から気の合うやつだと思っていた。
Indeed, the two originally met when Kyrie first started at St. Ario 2 years ago. Right around the time he was finally finalizing his vision of the apocalypse.
なかなかに衝撃だったよ。惚れるかと思ったほどだ。
最初に会った時。
俺がお前に失敗作をやった時のことだ。
Oh, wait.
最初に会った時。なんだっけ？
Okay.
なあなあ、ギドウ先輩。その作ったやつってもしかしていらないのか？
ん？ああ、いらん。欲しいのか？
欲しい。つか、撮影に使いたくてさ。
撮影。そういえばキリエは映画を専攻しているんだったか。どうせ捨てるものだ。好きに使えばいい。や
ったー！じゃ、ありがたく好きに使わせてもらうぜ。
それを何に使うかと思えば、まさか爆破目的とはな。さすがに面食らった。
Yeah, but she blew up an art piece that you would have that was fucking unusable. You're trying to blow up a fucking town with people in it.
ありゃ若気の至りでな。今の私ならちゃんとギドウに許可取るぜ。ぶっ壊すけどいいかって。
それなら俺はいくらでも許可を出そう。失敗作とも言わん。俺の手がけた作品でよければいくらでも。ただし美しく壊さなくては意味がない。だろう？
それがギドウの破壊の美学か？
そう。お前もたびたびそう語っていただろう。
He did say he gave her pieces of artwork. I mean, we saw that flashback before, right? Carrie would adore fireworks. Yeah. The aesthetics of destruction, Carrie very openly believed in it. It's why she holds such an obsession for explosion scenes in her movies, leading to Shu and Yuji's misery. Yeah, but unlike Guido, Shu and Yuji aren't fucking dead.
お前も俺と同じならわかるはずだ。散る花びらが、砕けるガラスが、失われゆく命が、いかに儚く美しいかを。
Aesthetics is the study of the search for what one views as beauty itself. In this town, built through the Grand Tour project, the students are taught to pursue their art above all else. Therefore, if we define art as something we consider beautiful, then the philosophy of beauty is synonymous with the act of creation. Kido, a young man, fell in love with the corrupt beauty found in Paradise Lost, giving birth to his own aesthetic sense. And he states Kyrie shares the same belief of finding beauty in destruction.
あるいはお前はまだ己の美学を信じきれてないのかもしれん。だがそれは大きな誤りだ。
誤り？
破壊と創造は相反するもののようで、実は紙一重の関係だ。表裏一体と言ってもいい。本来価値を失わせる行為であるはずの破壊が、しかしそれゆえに儚さという刹那の美を描き出す。それはままあった美よりさらに純度の高いものだ。
Dataism. I think that's how you pronounce it. At its finest, a revolutionary concept nurtured worldwide since the previous century. Finding beauty in destruction is more like coping at an instinctual level for most, right? What?
美しさなんてのは定義できるもんじゃねえだろ。
Hang on. It's far from unique. It's an art that should be developed further.
それもまたしかりだ。美は人の数だけ存在し、同じ数だけ美学がある。だが俺が正しいと思うことは勝手だ。10人十色に逃げるようなものは哲学と呼べん。己を優れた芸術家だと思うのならなおさらな。
And Arya's students study creation alongside aesthetics. What is beauty? What do you consider beautiful? The question is set forth in each student, although there is no correct answer.
お前にとっての美とは何だ、キリエ。
To this young man, beauty is symbolized by the act of destruction. Here's the thing, right? The teachers know Guido is going to do this, right? That's how they know the quote-unquote apocalypse is coming. But they aren't actually working with him, right? God damn it. Although he saw them similar in that regard, what is her actual answer?
自由でいること。
ほう。
Like searching for the light in the darkness in a way. But that's not coping. That's hope. That's hopium. That's not copium, that's hopium. Carrier had said that word to Shu once before, although it was in another timeline. An American answer. K-Kona. As far as moral codes go, this aesthetic of hers dictates her behavior more than simple ethics.
外のことを考えちゃいけないとか、礼拝には出なくちゃいけないとか、縛られた表現ってのがあまり好きじゃないんだよな。
しかしそれは表現なのか？
私にとってはな、こうやって生きて動いて喋ってるだけでも人は何かを表現し続けてると思ってる。
The Carrier aesthetics has nothing to do with whether a piece is or isn't a work of art. It's about living and learning in a way that suits you best. That's what makes people beautiful, and it is then reflected in the work they create.
しかしそうであるなら何かをしてはいけないという倫理がない。
Therefore, power of destruction and creation are equivalent. It seems like they're just letting him do this while they hide. Yeah, right? It's like all of the teachers plus the headmaster know that he wants to do this. Stalkia is in this, is in on this in some way or another, right? But she doesn't want the people to die. Just like Guido. Man. If that's the case, then Guido assumes this must be the reason behind her desire to turn destruction into art.
面白い。好ましく思う。 やはりお前はいい。
The headmaster's more just enabling Guido. After coming this far, Guido feels overwhelming sympathy for Kyrie, who harbors no unnecessary emotions. This conversation would be far more difficult with someone like Yune or Kotaha.
お前の考え、そしてお前がこれまでに撮ってきた映画や行為を尊重した上で問おう。一度でも考えたことはないか。
Teacher's pet. Listen, I don't think he's a teacher's pet, considering he wants the teachers to die as well.
何がだ？
Unless he also knows that the teachers are going to hide away in a safe room, essentially. Headmaster's pet, yeah.
この町にもいつか終わりが来るんじゃないかということをだ。それが大洪水でも神の裁きでも構わない。101年前に外で起きたことが町にも降りかからない保証はないと考えたことは。
全くないとは言わねえけど。
終末思想は聖書にもたびたび登場する至って普遍的な概念だ。お前の作る映画ももちろん、物事には必ず終わりが存在する。
The wrath of God laying waste to the earth itself. This is the final judgment so notoriously decreed.
だが宇宙の終わりを無双するのは難しい。人類にとって観測できるものではない。
宇宙？
この町の外に広がっている途方もなく広大な空間と思えばいい。
Kyrie, who doesn't even know that countries exist outside the Aurora, the concept of space is unfathomable. Regardless, Guido continues speaking.
だがこの町はどうだ。まるで一つの宇宙のように町そのものが単一の世界として完成している。
A world cut off completely from the outside. According to Guido, the town is equivalent to a universe and complete ecosystem.
中にいる者には気づけないが、この町を町として保つのには多大な労力が必要だ。
The Aurora is what separates the town from the outside, both physically and culturally. The inhabitants don't question anything about the town they live in, simply accepting things for what they are. It's an extremely pragmatic way of living, similar to the ancient Greeks. Headmaster probably wants the place destroyed and silenced. Isn't Headmaster the head of the town? I don't remember. Probably considering how power he seems to have. This is very complicated, and we need Sakuya and the Headmaster to clarify a few things. Just like with the evolution of the human body, all things contained with the Aurora are viewed as being created by God. And since God's actions are irrefutable, then no one would dare to think about questioning who built the school or who invented radios. Not in this town, at least.
今いまし、昔いまし、後来たりたもう主なる全能の神。ヨハネの黙示録が語るように、この町に住む人間は神を無常の原因として捉えるよう教育されている。
The Grand Tour project dictated that engineering and architecture should be omitted. In order to prioritize art above technological advancement, they decided there was no point in having the people here worry needlessly about infrastructure.
だがそんな演出のおかげもあってか、この町はアルファとオメガを併せ持つ世界としてきれいに確立した。
An ethos that valued unconditional belief. A religious view that forbids any interest in the outside.
そんな単一の世界の終わり。それを除き、キャンバスに描くのは芸術家としての使命だと思わないか。
He doesn't answer. It'll get simplified soon. Thanks. Fuck. Guido's argument is so literal that there's someone like Kyrie who can't even match sounds to written characters. It's almost completely incomprehensible. Skip again. Even so, she intuitively realizes how difficult it is to argue with his logic. As an artist raised in a town where certain values are embraced and lauded, it's a legitimately natural, albeit extreme, conclusion to arrive at.
察するにお前はまだお前に横たわっている真の美に気づいていないだけなのだ。だから破壊衝動を半端な形で再現しようとする。
In your opinion, what is the most likely way the world will end? Or the extinction of humanity, or the downfall of all civilization? Okay, to be fair, to be honest, I don't think humanity will ever go extinct, right? We will have the possibility of mass destruction, right, is very much possible. I said it possible twice, right? But humans are like fucking cockroaches, man. We will never face total human extinction because, right, there are always there are always those few hundreds, thousands of people who will survive mostly anything, right? And then, you know, fucking if World War III happens, right, like, sure, billions may die, right? But there are those thousands that survive, and then they will repopulate the world, and then, like, however many years down the line, we'll be back up to 8 billion people, or so on and so forth, right? Those bunkers. Yeah, exactly, right? Humans are like fucking cockroaches, and the only time humanity will be destroyed is when we run out of resources as we float through the vastness of space, trying to find the last bit of land after everything has been sucked up by black holes. So, you know, take it about 1 trillion years. In Kyrie's case, she channels her immature ideas into explosion scenes in her films. But according to Guido, in order to create ultimate beauty, one must destroy something of equal value. Or aliens, if they exist. Right. If aliens exist, good luck.
俺たちが真に破壊すべき。それはこの世界。この街で生きてきた俺たちにしか成し得ない究極の芸術がすぐそこにあるんだ。
He speaks in his own ambitions. Black hole will end us all. Well, yeah, that's the other thing, right? If we do not evolve fast enough before either a black hole reaches our solar system, or like the sun expands to the point where Earth is unlivable and uninhabitable, right? Then we'll all go extinct, right? But if that doesn't happen, we'll live forever. Humanity, I guess. Perhaps this was the eventual end for a young boy predestined to live as an artist forever.
俺は絵を描くが、キリエ。お前にならその破壊を克明に記録することができるはずだ。それはきっとこの世のどこにもない映像美だぞ。
Okay, I probably shouldn't say this. I'm gonna get cancelled for this. So, Hitler, you know, but before he became a fascist, he was an artist. Fucking, what am I talking about, bro? Yeah, he was an artist, right? And you know what? I'm not gonna keep going. You can interpret what I was about to say from fucking Guido, alright? He tries to bring Kyrie to his side by praising her method of expression. Time to report you to the CIA. Listen, Hitler found beauty in destruction, just like Guido. And what's the greatest form of destruction other than a genocide? Never, fucking, I'm cancelled. All he can see is a vision of the town consumed by fire. Don't put an artist in charge of power. Don't put someone like Guido in power, alright? Because if this is what he can do to a small town in the Aurora, imagine what he could do if he was the fucking... if he was the president of a country.
I
heard that you can't say the name Hitler on YouTube. You have to say something like Mustache Man. As he gives praise to his own sublime ideals, he extends a hand toward Kyrie, his personal savior. Faced with this question, she finally says, "You're a fucking idiot, Guido."
最初の町はイタリア南部、クローザという場所に生まれました。
Back to
こ
Lily.
れが1941年の出来事。当時はまだグランドツアー計画に着手して間もない段階だったため、実験的な意味合いが強かったようです。
Sister Lily begins explaining the details of the Grand Tour project, starting from the beginning. The lecture is meant as a way to bridge an information gap, to shed some light for Yune, who is completely in the dark.
ユネさん、なんと
She wants to know what the Grand Tour project is.
失礼しました。グランドツアー計画とは、一言で述べれば、古典芸術を生み出すためのプロジェクトです。
Yune still doesn't quite understand, which is understandable. Sister Lily continues.
この名称はもともと17世紀頃、イギリスの貴族たちがその子供をイタリアなどへ留学させていた風潮、グランドツアーを模して付けられたものです。グランドツアーは単なる留学、旅行ではなく、その国で歴史ある文化を学ぶのが主なる目的でした。
If someone likes glasses on girls, they would love it if Sister Lily had glasses. That's not what I was referring to. I'm just saying, Sister Lily just feels like she would look better with glasses on. Alright, it's not because I like glasses. Even if I do, just...
そのため、ローマやフィレンツェなどに多くの若者が送られたと言います。
In other words, it was like a glorified school trip for wealthy children of the upper crust. As the birthplace of the Renaissance and ancient Rome, Italy was the perfect place for a cultural exchange.
そして、そんな名前を冠したグランドツアー計画は、今から80年ほど前にイタリアで発足されたプロジェクトです。
I hate glasses considering I have to wear them a lot, so thank God she doesn't have them. So then, thank God, the only person who wears glasses is a villain.
当時のイタリアは、ムッソリーニによるファシズムが台頭していた時期ですが、今そういう事情は省きましょう。
You cannot use Mussolini. I just referenced World War II, bro. That's me. That's me. The barrage of unfamiliar words leaves Yune with more questions than answers. It's impossible to expect her to be able to grasp the situation of a country decades ago, when her only knowledge of history is through paintings.
イタリア、ドイツ、そして日本。
Fuck
そ
off,
れぞれの代表者が発起人となり、立案されたのがグランドツアー計画です。
I think they do mention Hitler directly. God fucking damn it. You know, as soon as I saw 1940s, I should have realized they're gonna reference fucking World War II.
イタリアからはレオナルド・ベルトーニ、ドイツからはウォルフガング・ハート、そして日本からは渡良瀬紀章。彼らの目的は共通していました。
Oh, there's Watarase again. So I guess Kisho Watarase is Shuichi's grandparent? I don't know if it's grandmother or grandfather, so... The purpose of this project, as mentioned before, was to create a new classical art form. In other words, it was an assertive attempt at neoclassicism, and the plan was carried out in secret with no regard for international affairs. Yune mouths the name, clearly emphasizing each syllable. Watarase.
はい。ただ、ユネさんもお会いしたことのある渡良瀬氏とは異なる方です。
They're talking about World War II. God damn it. Yeah.
渡良瀬紀章は我が校の学長である渡良瀬宗一氏の祖父にあたり、1987年に没しています。
Okay, it's granddad. In other words, St. Aria Academy's principal is the grandson of one of the men who started the Grand Tour project. But if that's the case, what? Shoichi isn't that old, right? Maybe. Soichi, I mean, is probably around like his 40s, right? Or maybe 50s.
では、そんな三国の代表者が唱えたかったものとは何か。
Sister Lily directs the question toward Yune, as if pointing her out during class.
さて、ユネさん。例えば今、あなたは長椅子に座っていますね。
Nod, nod. That what we are heading to. They are talking about the upcoming World War III. Ain't no way.
その長椅子は芸術でしょうか？
Shake, shake. She answers negatively, as most people likely would. The bench we're sitting on is a simple piece of furniture, with no unique features, no different from any other chair or bench found in the chapel. However,
ではその椅子に名前がついていたとしたらどうでしょう？
no, I'd call you a crazy person if you named a fucking bench.
例えば、そうですね。世界を支えるものなんていかがでしょう？
She came up with the name on the spot, and it bears no real significance. But what if it did?
その時、その椅子は芸術、一つの作品と呼べるでしょうか？
This bench is called my chair. Yeah, the chair I'm sitting on is called office chair number 1. Office chair 10. This time, she takes a minute to think it over. Shake, shake. As expected, she arrives at the same conclusion.
なるほど。しかし、なぜでしょう？絵にタイトルをつけるのと何も変わらないはずですが。
Yeah, the difference between a bench and a painting is that the painting is unique. What do you mean? The painting is a unique artwork that you will not see anywhere else unless you have replicated it. All right, that fucking bench, you'll see it anywhere. You could technically duplicate. Yeah. She seems to be saying the chair wasn't made with that purpose in mind.
わかりました。私もユネさんの考えが間違っているとは言いません。
However, Sister Lily continues. This is exactly what led to the birth of the Grand Tour project.
ただの既製品に制作者でもない個人がただ名前を付けただけのもの。それを芸術と呼べてしまうのがオーロラの外の世界なのですよ。
What? Yune seems shocked by this revelation. For an until now, solid foundation of a familiar subject like art to be shaken. Oh, okay, yeah. It just sounded weird. For an until now solid foundation of a familiar subject like art to be shaken in such a way is more earth-shattering than any unknown object or creature.
レディーメイドという概念。これを生み出したアーティストの名は、シュウさん、ご存知ですよね。
Marcel Duchamp.
正解です。ユネさんには馴染みのない名前かと存じますが、彼は近代において最も偉大と称されることもある芸術家です。
Painting purpose is for that when that bench is for sitting. Yeah. a painting's purpose is only to be how do I say this? The purpose of a painting is to be viewed as an art piece. The purpose of a bench is to be used for sitting so you can stare at it without having to hurt your legs.
レディーメイドとは日本語に直せば既製品です。デュシャンはただのトイレにサインしたものを一つの作品として発表しました。
Well, the wheel could be considered a technological work of art. Yeah, the first wheel, but not the 100th, right? That's what history museums are for, right? That's literally what history museums are for. You go into a history museum and you see all of this shit, right? And it's art, right? Is it not? Would it not be considered art? It has value to it besides what it is. Oh, how am I going to say this? It's hard to explain without the right words. I cannot put the right words together. Sentimental, right? It's more than that though, because sentimental implies it implies a value that is unique to a person. Say, oh fuck. It sentimental kind of works, right? God damn it. God fuck you, Sister Lily. Stop making me overthink things.
そんなものは作品じゃないって思いますよね。事実、ドゥシャンの泉は出展を拒否されました。
Oh, now I remember the name. Duchamp is the fucking guy who Duchamp's the guy who stuck a banana to a wall, right? Hang on. Or is that another guy? Duchamp. No. Marcel Duchamp is the one who signed a fucking urinal, right? Hang on. What's the fuck? Yeah, no, hang on. I'm trying to get a good picture. Get a picture, I guess. But hang on. I understand where she's coming from, right? Because of this. I'm scared. It's fine. It's nothing to be afraid of. This fucking art. Marcel Duchamp is a piece of shit. Bruh, yeah. But, you know, going back, Dexter, right? Going back to what you said before about a wheel, right? Guess what? He just hang on. I need to get the art piece then. Destroy it now. Right? Speaking of the wheel, right? God damn it, where is it? He did it. He did that. All right. He displayed the fucking bicycle wheel as a piece of art. Why am I down here? The wheel was a significant invention in human history. This guy. Look, all I'm saying is that he wanted to be different. And he was the first guy to display a urinal as a piece of art. Alright? But hang on. Here's the other one I was referencing, right? Hang on. I'm going to display a human as a work of art. This was the other one I was referencing. Jesus Christ! It had. Why is it so big? This is a piece of art. This was displayed. God damn it! What's the? I need to remember what. Not the banana. Yeah, I need to remember what. Yeah. This fucking banana sold for like 120,000. Right? So, you know, I'm not saying that the bench she's referring to would not be. I'm not saying that the bench she's referring to can't be considered a work of art, but the people who do consider it a work of art need to be checked up on. I should be an artist. God damn it, man. This is why the art world is fucked. Because of shit like that. I appreciate benches. Fountain. These ready-mades created by Marcel Duchamp 101 years ago directly challenged the conventional wisdom of what was and wasn't considered art.
何せ本当にただの小便器ですから。偽名のサインがなされていただけの何の変哲もない既製品。手間も努力もあったものではありません。
Yeah, and that's as soon as Duchamp was considered an artist because he signed a urinal. That's when the art world was ruined. All right.
ですが、それこそが現代アートの始まり。世界すべてに芸術を吐き出したパンドラの箱だったのです。
Calling it Pandora's box is very appropriate because, God damn it. The use of Pandora's box as an analogy seems especially fitting considering the sudden devaluation in art that immediately followed. This game understands. This game. You know what? This game is a 10 out of 10. Even someone as ignorant as myself studied up on the Grand Tour project before I arrived here.
トイレを美しいものだと？いえいえ、それはないでしょう。ドゥシャンはあくまで伝えたかっただけなのですよ。
For anime lollies, yes. This, okay, so what you're telling me, game, what this game is basically doing, the entire point of the Aurora is to bring back classical art, right? And not any of this modernist bullshit with fucking bananas and urinals.
芸術とは美しいものとは限らないと。
Well, yeah, we already have we know two people who we know two people who see who see fucking destruction as beautiful, right? It brings into question the basic assumption people have made about art since the dawn of time. Compared to aesthetics, which philosophized about the essence of art itself, this was an unprecedented attempt at saying beauty isn't a requirement for art. I mean, look, that's true. Beauty is not a requirement for art, right? But like, I don't think a piece of art, I don't think something that you can piss in be considered a piece of art. More like a piss of art, all right? Do all outsiders share that viewpoint? Well, not everyone, but for modern art, yes. In fact, many contemporary works that exist outside the Aurora are far from being even remotely beautiful or eat. In fact, I've seen plenty of nonsensical pieces similar to the ready-mades, like a tangled mess of shoelaces or gears floating in a water tank. Yeah, but that's more creative than a fucking urinal, alright? When it comes to modern art, it seems like everything goes. One might say it's the ultimate expression of freedom. I went to a modern art museum once, just to check it out, and I remember seeing a pair of glasses on the floor. No one around. Assuming someone had dropped them, I went to pick them up and look for the owner. It might have been a few months before I came here. One of the security guards stopped me. He told me to not touch the art installation. Holy shit. Look. The only reason Shu mistook it for someone's belongings is mostly, I can guarantee it is because it was not displayed on like a stand, right? At least, hang on, god damn it, I'm gonna show it again. Glasses on the floor is art. Yeah, no, look, at least this piece of shit was on a stand, right? This shit had something to stand on. What? This shit was not on the floor, all right? Unlike those glasses. This piece of piss. Sorry. You can't shit in a urinal. I mean, you can, but... Yep. Just a pair of glasses. It was a pair of plain, ordinary glasses with no adornments of any kind, just sitting there as if someone had abandoned them. And yet, it was actually the work of a single artist. I think they just lost their glasses. that artist lost their glasses, and then was like, I could make an art piece out of this. Oh no. I don't understand it either. You know as well as I do how awful are my artistic senses. I wanted to do some prep work before I got here, though.
納得のいかなそうな表情をしていますね。ですがその感性もまた正しいものです。
Sister Lily, you cannot tell me you are going to defend these fucking shit artists. I'm losing hope in humanity. Actually, it has already lost. It needs to be a balance. Okay. Fuck it. Okay, Thanos. Of course, each piece is made with the message in mind. That's the basics of how art works. I understand that there was a message. There is a message behind why Marcel Duchamp used a urinal as a piece of art. But because he did that, it has evolved into a banana taped to a wall and sold for $120,000. Alright? And it should have never happened. Alright? I'm just gonna say it. The more absurd, extravagant, or nonsensical pieces, the bigger the impact on the viewer.
デュシャンの登場で芸術の定義は爆発的に広がり、より先鋭的で革新的な作品が数多く生み出されるものだと期待されていました。
My grandfather used to say everything in moderation. Correct. Right? It's gone too far. Right? A urinal on a stand with a fucking signature on it, right? There's a message behind it. You know? A banana taped to a wall? What how is it sold for 100? Give me 120,000. I want the
実際はそううまくは回りませんでした。
Allowing art to be defined in such broad strokes only led to the collapse of art itself. See, this game understands the absurdity of it.
現代アートへの歩みは決して間違ったものではありませんでした。むしろ問題なのは飛躍的に進化しすぎてしまったことです。
Feminism. Okay. Humanity has been in a state of flux from the ancient Greeks and Romans to the Gothic era, the Renaissance, and then Romanticism. And modern art is vastly more diverse than any other art period throughout human history that led to its creation. While it seemed like a remarkable step forward, the sheer enormity of this new landscape left people groping through the dark. It was simply too big. With only a very thin line separating art from non-art, art standards shifted from talent and technique to taste and sense.
デュシャンを除いても、フォービスムやピカソの存在によって芸術のあり方は徐々に壊されつつありました。それもまた事実。
That's the problem. It went from objective values like skill and technique to very subjective values. Right? Like taste and sense. Jesus. Talent and technique. I said skills.
しかし、1917年に発表された泉は、あまりにも劇的に枠組みを変えてしまいました。美術史において最大とも言えるパラダイムシフト。それを受け入れたが最後、芸術は何でもありの分野となってしまいます。もはや規定することさえ誰にもできない。グランドツアーを支持する3人はそれを世界の終わり、アポカリプスと称しました。
Okay, you didn't need to go that extreme, alright? The door that had barely been wider than the mouth of a bottle had been forced almost immeasurably wide open. For those who considered true art to be built from inflexible rules and through harsh discipline, it would seem like the apocalypse of the art world.
先ほど私が椅子に名付けて作品と呼んだのもそう。 現代は何もが芸術作品になりうる時代。
As long as the object and it doesn't always have to be tangible, touches people in some way, this is then it's considered a work of art, and the creator an artist. I mean, yeah, I would consider like 5-hour video essays a work of art in some way. This is an era when anyone can be Van Gogh, or so Sister Lily says.
そして、だから、この街にそんな作品はないのです。美術回廊のどこを探しても。グランドツアー計画の立案者である3人は、そんな美しくない芸術が許せなかったのですよ。
The line between art and non-art is very thin, which means if you want order in your artwork, then you need to create your own line. And that line became the Aurora.
この街は、ルシャン以前、101年以上前の古き良き文化的価値観だけで構成された教会なのです。
That is how this town came to be. They set the stage for the creation of classical art otherwise impossible in today's society. It's a modern take on a revival of neoclassicism, which explains why the town is built around the St. Aria Academy. So that's why no one's heard of Picasso in this town.
はい。彼がアビニョンの娘たちから創始したキュビスムは、言うまでもなく影響力の強すぎる劇薬です。
Yeah, but Picasso's Picasso is considered more of an artist than Marcel Duchamp, alright?
多くの者は、その並外れた表現に悪しき評価を下すでしょうが、それでも一部の生徒たちは、その表現の力強さに気づいてしまうかもしれない。聖アレーヤ学院には、それだけの才ある子たちが揃っているのですから。そうすれば、この町にある芸術だけでは飽き足らない、新たな表現を模索することになるでしょう。
Thus, and let me introduce myself. Guido walks into the fucking chapel.
だからそれは、この町で決して開けてはならないパンドラの箱なんです。ピカソを野蛮で、幼稚で、落書きだと言えるトラディショナルなセンスが、この町のアーティストに求められた素養でした。
No, Banksy's art is graffiti, alright? Picasso did not go that far. Alright, at least he kept it to a canvas.
故にピカソなんて見せられない。見せてしまえば、取り憑かれるかもしれないのですから。とりわけグランドツアー計画は、ルネサンス期への回帰を理想としています。そのためにここは、フィレンツェの街並みを模して作られているのです。
Yeah, but okay. She's saying all of this shit, right? But it still doesn't explain why people aren't allowed to learn how to read, right? Because newsflash, Sister Lily, music is also an art form, and you can't have music without being able to read. Somehow Yune got away with being able to sing consistently without needing to read fucking sheet music and some shit like that, right? But at the same time, she's not a singer. That's why fucking Shu and Sister Lily are the only people who can use the organ, right? Because they are required to read the sheet music that no one else can read. Other than other teachers, but they don't know how to play the piano.
そして、この町の教育も、それら古典芸術を最高の価値と定めて行われています。
The most crucial element is the atmosphere. It rejects the outside world while providing a compelling ideology of its own. Students never questioning anything about the town they live in is proof of its success. Like I've said before, and that everyone in the outside world studies art. Obviously, everyone in this town studies and strives to make classical art, The only difference lies in their majors. Naturally, considering the circumstances of the town's creation. Just like I never questioned the need to study Japanese science or math in the outside world, this town views the study of art as a basic subject. It might be fair to view the town as some kind of giant art institute.
教会壁を敷き、専用の教育を行う。そうしない限り、かつての芸術への回帰、グランドツアーはなされないと考えられました。
Is it really necessary to censor art? Sister Lily is the extreme part on the other side of the spectrum. She had the ability, well, Watarase's granddad had the ability to create the extreme, right? Sister Lily's analogy of modern art making anyone Van Gogh doesn't actually work. With the definition of art being so broad now, do people even view Van Gogh's impressionist paintings in the same light as before? Yes, people still respect Van Gogh, even if they are people still respect Van Gogh's art, even if they prefer Duchamps, right? Or maybe they don't. You know, maybe Sister Lily has a point. She asks if the paintings we praise here are seen as worthless garbage outside.
いえいえ、そんなことはありません。今まで教えてきたように、そしてユネさんが感じたように、過去の偉大な作品は外でもたがわず偉大です。
But where does the girl who jumped through time fit in all of this? where does Anna fit in all of this, Sister Lily? The walls of the gallery are covered with pieces, including a few replicas that must never leave the premises. It isn't a part of the town's core education.
外の文化的潮流を遮断するためにオーロラはあります。
Also, I mean, it's also a part of the town's core education.
私たちは生徒がどんな作品を制作するかについて指示したりはしませんが、その環境づくりは徹底します。それが私たち教師の仕事なので。
The professors at the St. Aria Academy do more than simply lecture on art. They introduce words into their unwritten lexicon, read aloud from the Bible, and verbally explain the works displayed in the gallery. They do this in order to instill ideology adapted from the outside world into kids like Yune, who wouldn't otherwise learn these things naturally. The teachers are like curators of culture. That is their main purpose in this town. And Rinka?
ああ、そうですね。リンカさんはただ一人の例外でした。
Trump's wall. Yeah, Trump's wall is a piece of art as well. Ow.
グランドツアー計画が遮断すべき美しくない芸術という概念。それをおのずから編み出した方ですから。
Are you the headmaster? Trump's wall is a piece of art, and that is why I am voting for him in the 2024 presidential election. I'm kidding. I'm not American.
いや、成績で言えば私の方が良かったよ。ただ、それはあくまで私がお行儀のいい絵を描いていただけだ。凛花のような既存の枠組みを壊す作品は未だに作れていない。あれを芸術と呼ぶかどうかはわからないけどね。
I skipped a bit too fast. What was her major?
私と同じ油彩画だったんだけど、そのうちいろんなものに手を出し始めてね。
Yeah, Rinka was a problem child because she was going down the path of like Picasso and shit like that, right? And Sister Lily was like, hang on. We can't let we can't let that happen here.
そのうち彼女の絵はキャンバスさえ飛び越えるようになった。
While Kotaha viewed her work as genius, the teachers didn't feel the same way. In fact, her work went against everything the town stood for.
その上、凛花さんは外へもただならぬ興味を抱いていました。彼女こそ、この町の枠組みに収まらない存在の最たる例でした。
I'm from the USA and I don't even know if Trump's wall was actually built. Trump's wall was not built. Alright. The only thing separating the USA and Mexico other than the border control is a fence. And everyone knows that Mexico just goes in through the fucking airports. Alright. They don't even smuggle themselves in through fucking border security and shit like that, right? They just use a plane, you know, like everyone else. So that's why you dosed her with Muse.
一度目はそうですね。もともと、あれは外に出ようとするこの衝動を強引に止めるため開発された薬ですから。
Muse, a drug that causes amnesia in those who take it and induces hallucinations as a side effect.
ただ、1年経って、彼女はやはり地下への侵入を試みていたので、これはもう、外に出すしかないと判断しました。
Thus leading to her disappearance on Christmas of last year. And in keeping with the legend of Bad Santa, no trace of her remained, mainly because they didn't want anyone catching wind of what happened. Are you acting under the orders of someone else, Sister Lily?
良い着眼点です。はいと答えます。ですが、逐次誰かの判断を仰いでいたかというと、そうではないですね。
That was a dumb question to ask you. Of course, obviously she's working under someone else. That's why she's a teacher. She's not the principal like fucking Watarase. Sister Lily is a teacher, and as such, she must make sure the atmosphere here in town is flawless. The town is governed under the direction of a single man, following an abstract created for the Grand Tour project 80 years ago.
先ほどもお話ししましたよね。我が校の学長。
I can tell a clear image of that man flash before Yune's eyes. And she once again mouths the man's name, Watarase, as if muttering to herself.
はい。この町をどういった環境に置くかは、聖アレア学院学長、渡良瀬総一氏によって定められています。
So they drugged her to forget, but when that didn't work, they kicked her out. Yeah.
先ほども述べたように、学長はグランドツアー計画の発起人となった日本人、渡良瀬紀章氏の実の孫にあたる方です。ですので、皆さんが渡良瀬と呼ばれている方、その人ですね。ユネさんもお会いした。
I remember the time Kiria referred to him as an old geezer. It seems Sister Lily and the other teachers are the ones who actually manage the town's affairs. The principal supports them from the outside. But that would mean the town had existed since Kisho was alive, which isn't true.
はじめの話に戻しましょう。最初の町はイタリア南部、クローザという場所に生まれたと言いましたよね。
The phrase first town plants a seed in Yune's mind. Interesting. That's right. This town is the Grand Tour Project's third attempt. Really interesting.
一つ目はクローザ。そして二つ目はドイツのフォークトラントという場所に造営されました。
Yeah, it's just a little, calm down a bit. You kind of...
そして私たちが今いるここは初期から数えて3代目の町にあたります。
Yeah, of course. You have to start off in Italy, and then you go to Germany, and then you have to go to Japan. You know, the three countries that start the Axis powers. That's all I'm gonna say. The third town was built here in Japan. Thus, the Watarase bloodline was placed in charge. All three towns were built with the same purpose.
はい。ただ、最初の町クローザは、ここよりもだいぶ小規模です。中心に学校が一つあるだけでした。その学校というのが、初代サンタアレイア学院ですね。全寮制で、生徒たちは皆、クローザの町に住むこととなります。
Despite it happening so long ago, the general plan was the same, making it easy to follow. St. Aria Academy acted as the pillar of the town, with the students living around it.
そして当時より、町には一種の規定がありました。それは何でしょう？
A stipulation?
グランドツアーの計画者たちが、町を造営する上で取り組んだ教育の一環です。
An emphasis on teaching classical art, inviting the best teachers.
いえいえ、それも当然ですが、周さんのような外の人間にはずっと違和感があったはずですよ。
I immediately realized what she's getting at. A writing system.
正解です。クローザでは数字を含む一切の記号の使用が禁じられました。
Yes, okay, now we're finally getting into the why these students can't read. Kato barely awake but happy, quiet, and remember Freedom Day. Don't forget to some proper rest afterwards. Is this... Hang on. You cannot tell me today is Freedom Day. Bro, do you see the date? Actually, in America it's still only in America it's still only 9/10, right guys? It's still only 9. Happy I'm not gonna say it. Happy Freedom Day, guys! It's next day in Latvia. God damn it! This is the cancelled. I'm canceling myself. That rule was maintained throughout the entire project. Each subsequent town.
ルネサンス期への回帰と先ほど言ったと思いますが、
It's not like people couldn't read during the Renaissance. You know what? Fair, I guess.
それに照らすと、15、6世紀のイタリアにおける識字率はさほど高くありませんでした。日本と大きく異なるところですね。
I understand why I usually say food days. True. The literacy rate in Europe during the Middle Ages was so low that priests often had to read the Bible aloud to their congregates. Yeah, that's why. Because during the Renaissance period, the only people who knew how to read are the rich and the high in power. Like priests. Sure, I've heard that somewhere before, but still.
ですがそれでも、芸術という分野においては、偉大な作品が多く生まれています。無論、新曲のような文学全般は別ですが、むしろ、文字がないことによって生まれたと言えるものさえ。
Just Lily smiles at me almost alluringly. As if waiting for me to say something. You mean attributes?
その通りです。文字が読めない人にもどんな絵かわかるためのお約束。 それがアトリビュートと呼ばれるものでした。